All right, shalom, shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. I want to give double honors to the head apostles and others of great millstone who rule well and taught us this wisdom, truth, and knowledge, and peace and blessing to sincere Akim that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. Okay, we're going to get into this upcoming so-called holiday, Thanksgiving, which really should be called Thanksgiving. Okay, we're going to go into the origins of this pagan holiday. Okay, we're going to go into, basically the behind the scenes, what Thanksgiving really means. Okay, because Thanksgiving is broadcasted, you know, basically over in this place, America, as a day, and other parts of the earth as well. Okay, as a day of giving thanks. Okay, but when you really go into the origins of this so-called holiday Thanksgiving, okay, and really dig deep, okay, you find that it has nothing to do about giving thanks for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's actually, okay, the celebration of the destruction, okay, of the so-called Native American Indians and Seminole Indians, man. Okay. Now, I want to get a little bit into this document, okay, going into the true origins of Thanksgiving, man. Okay, which our people are about to celebrate. I believe Thanksgiving is on the 26th. All right. All right, it says, but as word spread in England about the paradise to be found in the New World, okay, and it's talking about over here in America and so-called America, these different islands, etc., man, okay. It says, but as the word spread in England about the paradise to be found in the New World, okay, and they didn't discover this place, man, okay. They were not the first ones over here, man, all right. So calling it the New World, okay, is just falsehood, okay, because you weren't the first. You Edomites were not the first to step foot, okay, over here on this land. All right. It says religious zealots called Puritans began arriving by the boatload. Finding no fences around the land, they considered it to be in the public domain. And that's the pride of these devils, man. Okay, because there was no fences around the land, it was public domain. But there was people here, man. Okay, there was a large amount of people here, okay, that were thriving over here. All right, you had millions upon millions of so-called Native American Indians, so-called Seminole Indians, man. Okay, but because there was no fences around the land, okay, you considered it public domain. There was no fences over in England either. There was no fences over in Europe, okay? Considering the land as a whole, all right? But you claim that land. It says, finding no fences around the land they considered to be public domain, joined by other British settlers, they seized land, capturing strong young natives for slaves and killing the rest. But the Pequot nation had not agreed to the peace treaty Squanto had negotiated, and they fought back. The Pequot, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, the Pequot War was one of the bloodiest Indian wars ever fought. Okay. It said in 1637, near present day Groton, Connecticut, over 700 men. Okay, now this is going into the origins of this so-called holiday that you people celebrate called Thanksgiving. Okay, this is what you're really celebrating, man. All right. It says in 1637, near present day Groton, Connecticut, over 700 men, women, and children of the Pequot tribe had gathered for their annual Green Corn Festival, which is our Thanksgiving celebration. Actually, the Thanksgiving celebration is actually a celebration of the killing, okay, of the so-called Native American Indians and Seminole Indians, which it is going to get to. We're going to get to in here more as we dig deeper into this article. Okay, in the pre-dawn hours, the sleeping Indians were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries who ordered them to come outside. Those who came out were shot and clubbed to death, while the terrified women and children who huddled inside the longhouse were burned alive. Okay, so basically Esau waited till they were sleeping. He came at their most vulnerable point, surrounded them, okay, and basically basically killed them off, man. Killed 700 men, women, and children, man. All right. It says those who came out were shot and clubbed to death, while the terrified women and children who huddled inside the log house were burned alive. Okay, so the ones that came outside were killed to death, whether they were shot or beaten to death, and the ones that stayed inside, okay, they were burned alive. All right. Okay. Hey, the so-called white man is the real savage, man. All right. It says the next day, the governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony declared a day of thanksgiving because 700 unarmed men, women, and children had been murdered. Okay, I'm going to read that again. The next day, the governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony declared a day of thanksgiving because 700 unarmed men and women and children had been murdered. Okay, so this is the true origins of Thanksgiving, man. The celebration of 700 unarmed men and women and children that had been murdered, man. Okay, that's what the so-called white man is celebrating when he puts this day of Thanksgiving as a holiday for the people to celebrate, man. Okay, this is what you're commemorating. This is what you're celebrating. This is what you're participating in, man. Okay. Reading on, it said, cheered by their victory, the brave colonists and the Indian allies attacked the village after village. Okay. Women and children over 14 were sold into slavery while the rest were murdered. Okay. And it says the brave colonists and their Indian allies. Okay. Because these colonists, the so-called white man, he actually had Indians that were actually working for him, man. Okay. Sellouts, just like you have today. You have sellouts that are working for Esau, man. Okay. Hey, you had sellouts back then, man, that were showing the so-called white man which tribe, which different Indian villages were where would they would be hiding, letting them know on their tactics, what they would do, how they fight, what they use, their weapons, the different secrets and tactical procedures they use in war. Okay, the perfect time to jump on them. Okay, how to trick them, etc., man. All right. It says, where was I at? Okay, it says women and children over 14 were sold into slavery, okay, while the rest were murdered. Boats loaded with many as 500 slaves regularly left the ports of New England. Bounties were paid for the Indian scalps to encourage as many deaths as possible. Okay, so bounties were paid, okay, for the so-called Native American and Seminole Indian scalps, man. All right, to encourage as many deaths as possible, to encourage the people, to go out, okay, for these men to go out and kill as many so-called Native American Indians and Seminole Indians as possible, man. Okay, basically they were saying go exterminate these people, man. All right. Kill them all off, man. And the ones you don't kill off, bring them in as slaves, man. Send them back as slaves. Keep them as slaves, man. Okay. They had them working the mines. All right. They would, Esau found a lot of gold over here in this land. Okay. And he set up mines and he made, Gad and Reuben work in these mines, man. All right. And a lot of the Gadites and Reubenites died, okay, in those mines, man. Okay, in extreme conditions. All right. It says bounties were paid for Indian scalps to encourage as many deaths as possible. Following an especially successful raid against the Pequot in what is now Stamford, Connecticut, the churches announces a second day of Thanksgiving to celebrate victory over the heathen savages. And they called them heathen savages, man. when really the so-called white man is the heathen, and he's the savage as well, man. Okay, how are these people savages? Okay, for defending their land. Okay, against these people that want to come over there and basically exterminate them and take what's rightfully theirs. Okay, how are they the savage, man? The so-called white man is the real savage, man. All right. It says during the feasting, the hacked off heads of natives were kicked through the streets like soccer balls. Okay, and that's one of that's where they get you know some of these sports games from, man. Okay, it's from the savage things that they did to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay, hey, man, they were kicking the heads of our people around the street in the day of their Thanksgiving, man, having a good old time, man, celebrating the destruction, okay, of your brothers and sisters, man, celebrating the destruction of the so-called Native American and Seminole Indians, man. That's what you Jakes are celebrating when you celebrate Thanksgiving, man. When you prepare a feast, okay? When you gather around the table, hold hands, and eat turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, you're celebrating the destruction of the so-called Native American and Seminole Indians, man. Okay? Let's see, let me find my place. It says, yeah, during the feasting, the hacked off heads of natives were kicked through the streets like soccer balls. Even the friendly Wampanoag did not escape the madness. Their chief was beheaded, his head impaled on a pole in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where it remained on display for 24 years. Okay? So they left his head on display for 24 years, man. All right? The killings became more and more frenzied. Okay? So they started killing more and more, man. The so-called white man became blood drunk, so to speak, man. Okay? He was getting bounties for the scalps. He was flourishing off of killing the natives, man. All right? He was expanding his land. Basically they were trying to take over this land and exterminate the so-called Native Americans, man. All right? It says, with days of Thanksgiving feasts being held after each successful massacre. Okay, let me read that again. With days of Thanksgiving feasts being held after each successful massacre. Okay, so they held days of Thanksgiving after each massacre of so-called Native American Indians and Seminole Indians, man. Okay, this is the origin of Thanksgiving, man. This is what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are celebrating, man. All right. Says George Washington finally suggested that only one day of Thanksgiving per year be set aside instead of celebrating each and every massacre. Okay, and that's where you get that day of Thanksgiving. Okay, because they used to have multiple days of Thanksgiving every time they killed a large amount of natives. Okay, or successful and massacring a large amount of so-called Native American Indians and Seminole Indians. They had a day of Thanksgiving, man. Okay, and this happened very frequently. Okay. Where they would party, put the heads of the chiefs, etc., on poles, kick them through the streets with like soccer balls. And this is just what they're telling us, they were raping the women, okay, doing all type of things to the children, okay. Esau is a sick individual, man. All right. It says Thanksgiving per year by set aside instead of celebrating each and every massacre. Later, Abraham Lincoln decreed Thanksgiving Day to be a legal national holiday during the Civil War. Okay, so George Washington is the one who made it where they would only have a day of Thanksgiving once a year instead of having it every time they massacred a large amount of natives. Okay, and then Abraham Lincoln put it into law for basically a national holiday, man. Okay, hence where you get Thanksgiving, man. Okay, and the celebration of so-called quote-unquote giving thanks, okay? Hey, and it's for the so-called white man to give thanks, because he was giving thanks, okay, for destroying the so-called Native American Indians and Seminole Indians, man, okay? It was his day of Thanksgiving, man, okay? And you Jakes are celebrating the destruction of your own people, man, all right? It says later Abraham Lincoln decreed Thanksgiving Day to be a legal national holiday during the Civil War. On the same day, he ordered troops to march against the starving Sioux in Minnesota. Okay, so Abraham Lincoln decreed that, hey man, it's going to be a national holiday, Thanksgiving, all right, to celebrate massacre and genocide. Okay, and meanwhile, the same day, he ordered troops to go and basically come on the Sioux so-called Native American Indians, man. Okay, who were starving, who already were in a bad position. Okay, because these Edomites, man, they were doing all type of wickedness, man, and madness, man. They basically went and killed all the buffalo. So the so-called Native American Indians had to come to them for food. All right. Hey, they were spreading disease amongst them. All right. Hey, the so-called white man, when he came over, he brought all types of diseases with him, man. Okay. And the so-called Native Americans actually helped him. They helped the so-called white man, showed him how to hunt, showed him how to fish, showed him how to use the land, the crops, the herbs, the medicine from the earth, this, that, and so forth. And the so-called white man stabbed them in their back, man. All right. It says this story doesn't have quite the same fuzzy feeling associated with it as the one where the pilgrims and the Indians and pilgrims all are sitting down gathered at the big feast. And that's what's taught in these schools, man. That's what's taught in these elementary schools and these high schools, and these churches, man. Okay. That it was just a big feast between pilgrims and Indians. And it says, but we need to learn our true history so it won't ever be repeated. Okay. Hey, the true history, man. This is the true history, the true origins of Thanksgiving, man. Okay. Next Thanksgiving. Let's see here. Let me read down a little bit. See if there's any more good points on this. Bear with me real quick. All right, now I'm gonna pull out some scriptures, man. That's pretty much it on the. Basically, you get the gist of it, and you can research it yourself. Lord willing, I'll remember to put the link in the description box for this article. Okay, let's go to Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good." Okay, hey, you Jakes that call Thanksgiving a good day, a day of thanks. A day that we thank the Lord for everything He's given to us, and we get gathered together with our family. We get our kids together, and we have a good old time and a good old feast. Because Master has let us off of work, for this day of Thanksgiving. Now let's hold hands and pray to Jesus in Christ. That's what goes on, man. Okay. When this Thanksgiving holiday, they incorporate idolatry with it, man. Okay. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." You celebrating Thanksgiving and telling your kids is it a good day and portraying it as a so-called holiday. You're calling good evil and evil good. Okay. It says that put darkness for light. You're putting darkness for light. Okay. And light for darkness, to put bitter for sweet. Okay. And Thanksgiving was it's very, very bitter when you go into the origins of it, man. Okay. So you're trying to put something that's bitter for sweet. Okay. Basically, the destruction, okay, and massacre and genocide of a people, man. The rape and robbery of their land, okay. Them being tortured to death for gold, them being made slaves to work in these mines, okay. And we could go on and on of the atrocities that have been done, okay, on this land, man. Okay, this land is full of blood, man. Okay. It says that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes. That's right. You celebrating Thanksgiving, you're wise in your own eyes, man. Okay? You're going off your own thoughts, man. Okay? And really, you're just ignorant, man. Whether you're willingly ignorant or you know you're just ignorant, okay? Because this information is out here, man. You can go, just like I looked it up. Hey, you have information at your fingertips, man, with these computers and smartphones, etc. You can look up the true origins of these holidays, man, and they all go back to paganism, man, and wickedness, okay? So you can actually find out what you're celebrating, okay? But our people choose to turn a blind eye. They don't really want to hear. They don't really want to find out the truth. They don't want to search for themselves because they're afraid what they might find out, okay? You know, they're afraid of how their family's going to feel. They're afraid of how, they're going to be looked at by their wife, their children, their co-workers, okay? Their friends and family, their peers, all right? They want to be one with this world, man. They want to be accepted by this world. They want to be accepted by the so-called white man, okay? It says, woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Let's go to Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. Okay, this land has been defiled by blood, the blood of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein. Okay, this land cannot be cleansed, but only one way, man. All right, there's only one solution for this land to be cleansed, man. All right, and what is that? Let's read on. But by the blood of him that shed it. Okay, so who shed the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans' blood, man? Okay, the so-called white man. All right, you know. So hey, their blood has to be shed, man. All right. That's the only way this land can be cleansed, is by the bloodshed, okay, of these Edomites, man. All right. Let's go to Amos chapter 5, verse 21. This is Amos 5 and 21. I despise your feast days. Okay, the Most High hates and despises your feast days, man. Your holidays, your birthdays, Christmas, Easter, Halloween, New Year's, okay, July 4th, so-called Independence Day. The Most High despises your feast days, man, okay? It says, I despise your feast days. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast. Okay, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. Okay, the Most High despises the holidays you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans celebrate, man. Okay, you Jakes are trying to be like the heathen, man. Okay, these are heathenistic holidays, man. All right, you're supposed to be a separate people, holy unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. You're not supposed to be bound down to these other nations' gods. You're not supposed to be celebrating their holidays. Okay, you're not supposed to be involved in these religions or false doctrines, man. Okay, you're not supposed to be putting wickedness up on high, man. You're not supposed to be celebrating wickedness. You're not supposed to be celebrating the death of your own people, man. Okay? Now let's go over to Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Okay? Hey, man, because our people have been basically spoiled, okay? Have been persuaded in these false doctrines and philosophies, man, by these pastors and preachers, by these false teachers, by these schools, okay, by the media, by their family, their mother, their father, their grandfather, their grandparents, okay, their friends and family, man. All right. Hey, by these false history books, man. All right. This is Colossians 2 and 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of men. Okay. Celebrating Thanksgiving is a tradition of men, man. All right. After the rudiments of the world, okay, and not after Yahushua Mashiach, man, okay. You're following after the rudiments of the world. You're following after the tradition of men, okay. You've been spoiled by philosophy, man, okay. You've been spoiled. Our people have drinking that wine, man. They're covering with coverings, but not of the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. They're coloring themselves with these religions, these doctrines, Okay, these philosophies, man, the ways of this world, man. Okay, they want to be one with the world. They want to be accepted in this place, man. Okay, they want Esau to look at him like a good slave, man. Our people just got finished voting, man. Okay, and you think that they ain't gonna be having a great feast on November 26th, celebrating Thanksgiving, man? Hey, our people might have even a bigger feast than last year because Biden's in the presidential seat, man. you know? This is James 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Yahweh? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of Yahweh. You made yourself a friend of the world celebrating these wicked ass holidays, man. Okay? So you've made yourself Salaki. So making yourself a friend of this world, you made yourself an enemy to the Most High Yahweh, man. Okay. Let's go to Acts 5:29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey Yahweh rather than men. Okay. We're supposed to obey Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man, rather than men. Okay. And our majority of our people have chose to obey and follow men. Okay. Rather than follow the Most High Yahweh, man. Okay? Rather than to repent and come back to the true power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. They rather follow the so-called white man. This is Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. Okay? Our people are very foolish, man. Okay? Very foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. That's right, they're stupid children, man. You celebrating Thanksgiving, man, it was just stupid and foolish, man. Okay? When you have the knowledge right at your fingertips, man. Okay? And a lot of our people know the true origins of Thanksgiving. But they try to make something good that is evil, man. Isaiah 5:20, man. As we like I was going into earlier. Okay? It says, for my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children. That's right, they're stupid. And they have none understanding. That's right, you have no understanding, man. Okay? They are wise to do evil. That's right, they're wise to celebrate their birthday, celebrate these holidays, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, July 4th, Independence Day, okay, their birthday. All right, they know how to do that, man. Okay. It says they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. That's right, but to do good they have no knowledge, man. They don't have no knowledge on how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. Okay, they don't have no knowledge of the scriptures, man. Okay, they don't understand the scriptures, man. They don't know the parables, the secrets, the dark sayings, man. They don't know the prophecies, man. They don't know what's about to happen to this place. They don't know their enemies, man. They don't know who they are, man. The majority of our people that are celebrating Thanksgiving are calling themselves what? Black, African American, African American. Okay? It says they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Okay? The majority of our people have no knowledge, man. Okay? Now let's go to Genesis chapter 49, then we're going to close out. This is Genesis 49:19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him. Okay? And that troop did overcome Gad. All right? But he shall overcome at the last. All right? That's right. So Gad is going to overcome at the last, man. All right? Hey, man. We're going to have rulership in the kingdom, man. All right? What does the scripture say, man? Give double unto her, man. All right? So everything that you Edomites have done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, double is going to be done unto you, man. Okay? And after you serve your 1,000-year sentence of hard captivity, the Most High is going to exterminate you. Okay? Let's get that real quick and then we'll close out. Extermination off the face of the earth. Okay? It says, this is verse 8, Obadiah 1:8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O Temain, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Okay, so all you so-called white people are going to be cut off by slaughter, man. Okay, The way you tried to exterminate the so-called Native American Indians and Seminole Indians, okay? Hey, we're going to exterminate you, man. The Most High Yahweh is going to exterminate you, okay? After you serve your slavery, man, after you serve your sentence, okay? Your judgment is that you're going to be completely wiped out, man, all right? Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever, man. All right, the Most High is going to cut you off forever, man. All right, and that's the judgment for you Edomites, man. All right, you can't get around that, man. All right, hope that was edifying. Hey, man, our people, they're gearing up. They're getting their turkey. They're getting their feast. They're getting their dates planned. They're getting people to come together. You know, they're all going to gather around the table with their mask on, you know, and celebrate Thanksgiving, man. You know, celebrate this wicked holiday, man. Okay. And hey, man, Most High is about to execute judgment, man. And the scriptures say what? Judgment shall start at the house of Israel. So judgment's going to start, okay, among you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're supposed to be separate and holy people, man. You're supposed to be following the ways of righteousness, but you rather choose to follow these serpent ways, man. You rather choose death than life, okay? So that's why the Most High Yahweh said he's going to laugh at your calamity. He's going to mock when your fear cometh, man. Okay? When you find yourself in a concentration camp. Okay? When you find yourself being put to death in the street, man. Okay? When you find yourself being ripped apart by these wild beasts as well as unknown beasts, man. Okay? Hey, when you find yourself being burned up by that thermonuclear fire, man. Okay? The Most High is going to laugh at you jakes, man. 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. Okay? Until the next one. With that, I'm going to say shalom.